Hello my dear students, in this second video on the Python Pandas lesson 1, I want to further continue the series type objects, and I want to talk about some further functionalities of the series objects that you can use while creating the series objects in Pandas. The first one is how to specify the NaN values in a series objects. Suppose you are creating a series, a certain series of certain size, but you do not have the complete data available for that at that time. What you can do is that in such cases you can fill the missing data with a numpy NaN value that is not a number value. Let us see how can you do it. You can create this object series, and this is object series object obj3 by you putting the NaN value here inside it in place of the value is missing. So you will be observing this value is appearing as like such in your data. Second thing is that you can specify the index as well as data with the series. Now while creating a series, data and in an index are the two values which are required. Data and index both are having default value none, and these require the sequences for their working. So in pandas, when creating the object, you can specify the data and the index as a series in the series function to create the objects. You can also skip the keyword data in the following in the as you see in the following, and it will automatically take you. Just it means you do not specify the keyword data and just put the data into it, that is the list into it, then even you can create a index. Further, you can use the sequences also. You can use loop for defining the indexes sequence also. For example, this s1 is created with range 1 comma 5. This is the data range, okay, and the index is created by this loop. X is the value which is taking the values from a b c d e one time, so x will be equal to a comma b comma c comma d and comma e. So these are the things which you can also use in creating the data series. Let me show you these things in the practically. See here, I have specified to created this object obj with NaN values, okay. Second is creating a data series with data value as a list ARR and index as a list stdu. I'm here skipping the data keyword, just putting the list ARR, do not using the keyword data, because by default it will be first data will be taking. And this is I am creating a series with the defining the loop here for the index, okay. And last is that I am creating a data with the index also, okay. Now putting the data in this way also we can create. This is the fourth one. This is the next one. Data along with the data index, you can specify the data type along with the data and the index, okay. By default the data type is given none value, but if you do not specify the data type, the nearest data type will be taken by the Python pandas itself. However, you can specify your own data type also in the Python for the elements. For example, here I want to specify data type np.float64. So this is the thing which I was showing here, that in this I am specifying the data for the series of elements on my own. I want to all the elements this time 20 and 30 to be of data type float64. So this is how we can have, this is the thing which we have to follow. Let me run this code to show you the effect. See, these are the data series is created using the points specified by me in previous 10 minutes, okay. So this is how you can apply these points in creating the series in Python pandas. Now I am coming to the next point. These are the examples which are based on this phenomena and things. Kindly go through these examples. Very simple examples are given. Okay, they are used in creating the series objects. So you have learned how can you create the different methods of creating the series objects so far. Now I am coming to the attributes. Attributes are the certain informations related to series type objects which are available through the attributes. You can use these attributes in the following format. It means there are certain attributes. This is a list of the attributes which you can apply to a series. You have to remember these attributes and what is their use. Okay, and how can you apply these attributes? You can apply these attributes with the series object, like series object dot attribute name. I will show you these one by one, how can these attributes are used and what is their usage. First is index. Index is a, when I use this attribute, it gives the index access labels of the series. Okay, let me show you this. Index and the data values of the attributes are shown in a series. If I specify the index, then it will give me the index of that data frame as a list. Then it will show me the, if I specify the values, it is going to show me the values of my data frame, that is the data element stored. Means it's in this obj5 index, this is the index, and these are the values of those index, so they are shown here. Similarly for the object this, if you do not specify the index, it will be shown as a start, stop and step. And for object 7, index is shown in this figure. Let me show you the objects 5, 6 and 7. There is the object 5, 6 and 7. I don't think that they are created here. So object 2 is there. They are not created here. I think they have assumed their own. So I will show you on my own data series how they are applied. Okay, these are not given here, but I will show you how can they applied on a, this is object 5. See here, object 5 is there, this one. Object 5 is created here, but not showing any. This is the 9, 10, 11, 12 is the index. So this is the index. Index attribute will give you the index, and the values we attribute will give the values of the data frame. Okay, now let me show you the data type. Data type gives you the data types of the individual elements of the series, and the size will give you the size of the each element, that is the number of elements in the series. Returns size will, item size will return the size in bytes for each item, and this type will give returns the type of the object passed to it. Okay, now come to the shape. Shape is actually a attribute. Shape is also attribute, tells how big it is. It is a how many elements it including missing or empty values. Okay, since there is only one axis in a series object, then it is shown as a single number, where n is the number of elements in the object. For example, if I have a series in which I have three elements, so its shape will be 3 comma. If I object has a 4 elements, then it will be 4 comma. Elements means suppose you are creating 0 1 2 3 4 and you are putting the elements in, then what is the number of elements, how big it is, how many elements it is containing, is shown in the form of series. For example, I will show you in that my own example. Similarly, ndim gives the dimension, number of dimensions of the series. Size attribute gives the number of elements in the series object, and n bytes gives the total number of bytes taken by the series object. So size into item size is also gives you the number of bytes. See, n dimension of series is one dimensional object, so you are getting the value 1. This is giving the number of elements in the object 2 and object 3. See, 4 and 3 are the number of elements in the object 2 and 3. And this is object n bytes, and n bytes means it is calculating the size in bytes for the 4 elements. Each element is of 8 bytes, so 4 into 8 will be 32 in the object 2, and each element is of 8 bytes, so 3 into 8 will be 24 in this. If you want to check whether the series is empty or presence of NaNs, then you can use the function. See, empty series is created. If you write is object 1 dot empty, then it is returning true. It means if the series is empty, does not have any elements, then empty can be used. Okay, object 2 is not empty, so it is showing the false. If a series has some nan values and you want to check it, then you can use HANS attribute. And if you want to find out the total length, total number of elements, and want count method with the series object to count the number of nan values in a series object. See here, NANs is giving false, NANs is giving true, because in there some nan values are there. Okay, this is count, will give you the number of elements. Just like size also, it gives you the number of non-nan values in a series object. Now this example I am showing you in the Python. See, this is the example on your screen, which this is the series created. Now in this series, if you want to get the index, if you want to get the values of this series and other attributes like data type, if you can use as data type. If you want to get the shape of this, you will get the shape. If you want to get the number of bytes occupied by this series, you will get n bytes, number of dimensions of the series. Okay, if you want to get the nan values, if the series has nan values, then it will going to true. If the series is empty, since the series is not empty, it will going to return false. See, this is the series printed. Okay, this is the series printed. Now this is giving you the index. First s dot index giving you the index values of the series. These are the elements and these are the index a b c d, showing you these are the values which is shown. Okay, now the different attributes. Data type is integer 64, since all the elements are integer, so the data type is int 64 in this case. Shape of that is the number of elements. We have 1 2 3 4, so shape is the tuple containing the number of elements in each dimension. The number of bytes gives you the, since each element is of 8 bytes, so 4 into 8 will be 32. Number of dimensions are 1, item size is 1, and HANS is false because there is not a number value. Series not empty, so empty function is showing you false value. So this is how you can have the Accessing individual elements means that you can refer to a particular element of a series. For accessing the individual elements, you have to give a valid index of the series object. If a series is there, for example, these are the obj5, obj6, 5, 6, 7 and 8 are the series. Now these are the indexes of all these series and their values are given to you. These are the values. Now if you want to access individual element, this 31, you have to give its index in the uh, with the object series object name. A valid index must be given. If the index is not existing, then you will get an error. Key error type will be shown just like dictionary. For example, here obj63 or are showing all the how can you accessing the individual elements of a series. Let me this thing, I'm showing you this thing in the practically. How can you do this? See here. Okay, sorry, this is not this program we have covered. Then series number 4. Okay, now in this program you can see this is your series created. Up to here we have created the series and printed. Now if I want to access only first element of this series, that is 6, that is 5600. Now index starts with 0 1 2 3 by default, you know. Sorry, a b c d will be the index, and if I want to access the element of this, so I can write the index of this either as 1 or I can specify it like this way. Let me show you and run this code. I'm again executing to make it more clear. Okay, now see here I am executing this. There are the see, this is the thing which we have done, and what we have done is that we have first this series, and if I write s1, so index will be this one and it is showing the value of this element. Similarly, if I in this series I write the b, see here how is the output is coming. I have written objb, b means this element, and this 20 is its value, so here I am getting the 20. So using the giving the index, you can specify the index to access the individual elements of the series. Okay, next is slicing operation. You have learned in already in strings and list. So same slicing operation can also be applied on the series objects to retrieve its subsets. So the subsets are also just like series. Now whenever you apply the series, you see slicing, you must know that it slicing takes place position wise and therefore not the index wise in a series object. Therefore you must take care of this position. How the series slicing is applied: you have to specify the elements. For starts, you have to specify the indexes positions with start with and stop, colon, and then step. Okay, by default always starts with the 0, and then position is always starts with the 0. If you do not specify any second value, then it will be always considered as the last index value. And if you do not specify the step, it is by default always step is always +1. So if I am giving in a 1 colon nothing, means I want to start from the index position 1 to last. Similarly 2 to 2 colon 5 means I want to access the elements whose index position is 2, 3 and 4. 1 less than always is considered. Similarly 0 colon 0 2 means I am starting with the 0 up to the last with a step of 2, that is 0, then 2 and next on. Now in this 7 I am starting with the 9 because 9 is a starting element, 9 is a starting index, so here is starting with the 9 index. Okay, let me show you these things on the uh, on our Python ideally. see that this is the series, and if I one column, it means I want to get only the 1 to last element. Similarly 2 to 5 I have applied here, and on the same way I applied 0 colon 2. See here, if I've taken the 1 colon 2 last, so this is my series. Okay, 1 means this one, February, and then up to last means March. February and March are those shown. Similarly 2 colon 5 means I want 2, 3 and 4. So in this series, this is the 2, sorry, this is the 2 and 3, this one, since there is no 4, so it will be going to 2 and 3 only. 0 colon 2 means step is 2, so starting with the first A, then step is 2, then you will go to C and so on. So in this way you can get the different subsets of a slice using the series operation. Next we are going to see the different operations which we can perform on the series object. Number one is modifying the series object elements. You can change the any index value of a series object by specifying it in the index, just like a list. If you specify the index with the series, and you will be able to change. You can also use slice for multiple changes of the values. If you want to change more values for the more than one, you can change the data values of the given index by replacing all the values with it. Okay, and let me show you this thing. This is in this modifying elements. For example, this is the series, and if you want to change the value of this 31 of January with 29, so how can you change it? You specify the index here and put the value you want to give it. Okay, and using the slicing method also you can do. For example, this is the series created, now if you specify 3 colon 5, it means you want to change the element whose index is 3, position is 3, that is 0 1 2 3. It means you want to change the element D. Okay, D to 5 means if there is 4 will also be there. If there is a 4, then it will change it. For example, I make it 2 colon 4. Now it will change. 2 colon 4 means 2 and 3, and 2 and 3 means C and D will be changed. Their 30 and 40 will be replaced by 15. Similarly, this will also going to change your elements. If I start with, say, suppose 0 and goes up to 4, and with each element, so it will change the alternate elements by 30. See, these are the series given. First, this is the first series, this is your first series. Okay, this is the series printed. Then Jan 1 is 29. See, earlier January has 29 days, but now January is 29 because of this line. So you have modified the element using this method. Next is you are using slicing method to modify the elements. If you specify 2 colon 4, see, this is your original series A10 B20 C30 D40. Now if you are specifying 2 colon 4, means you are position 2 means this one C. Okay, because C is at the position 2, 0 1 2, starting with the 0 position will be counted for slicing from 0. Starting will be 0, this will be 1, and C will be 2. So starting from 2 and going up to 4 means up to 3, so this is both will be changed. So you can see that C is become 15 and D is also becoming 15. Next is that there is a 0 colon 4, 0 colon 4 means you have changed the alternate elements. So this 0 means starting from here 0, you have changed it 30, then plus 2 means, then 0 plus 2 means 2, it means C, you have changed it 30, and then so on. So in this way you have can modify the elements of a series. Next is how can you rename the index also. You can change the default indexes, or you can change your earlier existing index of a series object. How can you do this? Simply you have to specify the new index to your this data frame, sorry, data series as dot index, and you specify a list of new indexes, and that will be applied to your series. See, the series has been changed from January, February, March to April, May and June because I have changed their index. Earlier index was Jan, Feb and March, so it was showing Jan, Feb and March, but I have changed, renamed the index in this way. So you can also change the index of any your data frame, or your existing indexing system can also be changed. Next is head and tail operation. Head and tail functions are used to fetch the first n rows from the pandas object, and tail function is used to return the last n rows from a panda object. Means head is used for extracting the top n rows from the pandas object. If I specify the value in head, suppose I say head 3, so I will be getting the top 3 rows of your pandas series object. Okay, and if I specify the tail 3, I am going to get the last 3 rows of your series object. If I do not specify any value in the head and tail function, then by default first 5 and last rows respectively will be returned by these functions. Let me show you how this is occurring. See, this is the series which is created. Okay, now head function I am applying here. You can see that head is applied. In this you will find that head is when applied without any argument, it will return the first 5. It means Jan, Feb, March and April up to May will be returned, and head 3 will give you the first 3 rows. Let me run and then explain you the code. This is the original series. Now if I apply only head, see first s1 dot head, it will return the first 5 top rows. So Jan, Feb, March, April and May, these are the 5 top rows are returned by the head without any argument. If I specify the argument 3, then only the first 3 rows, Jan, Feb and March, only first 3 rows are shown returned by this. Okay, similarly tail will also give you the last rows. By default last 5, see last 5 in the series will be this one, February, March, April, May, June. One, you count from the downward side, 1 2 3 4 and 5, these are the last 5 rows. So these are the returned by the tail. Tail 2 will return you the last 2 rows. So May and June are the last 2 rows, these May and June are the last 2 rows. So these are the returned by the head and tail function. So this is how you can perform the head and tail function on the your series object. Next operation, is your vector operation on series objects. Okay, Now you have, whenever you have a vector operation, means you are applying a specific function or expression to, and it is applied individually to the each and every element of the object. For example, I want to multiply each element of the series by 2, then I can do, this is known as vector operation. Okay, if I want to divide the each element by the 10, so each element will be divided by 10. If I want to add plus 2 to each element, I can write in this way, ob2 plus 2. If I want to multiply each element of the series by 3, I can write ob2 dot 3, and I can apply any other various arithmetic functions in this way. This is exponential. Even greater than 15, if I want to check whether the each element of ob2 is greater than 15 or not, it will going to return me true and false for the individual values. So this is the vector operation which you can perform. Let me show you this thing. For example, this is my series, as you can see, and I am applying the vector operation on them. Okay, I have, for example, I have taken the 3 4 vector example. See, I am writing the s100, means each element is, I am adding 100 to each and every element of this series. Okay, let me run this code and then I will show you. If you go through this code, this is your series. Now if I am writing s is equal to s plus 100, means each element of the series 100 will be increased by 100. So each element of the series s will be increased by 100. Okay, series 67, this is 68, so on. B, C, D are also increased. If I am multiplying the each element by 10, see here 68,000, because this is a new series, so 68,000, 57,000, and so on. Okay, if I want to see, check whether the each element is greater than 10,000 or not, the answer is yes, every element is greater than 10,000, it is true. Okay, so in this way you can find out the answers of your any vector operations on the series. So with this we have come to an end of a video in which we have learnt about the various operations on the series objects. In the coming video I will show you about the arithmetic operations on the series objects. How can you perform addition, subtraction and division on the series objects. If you have any doubts regarding up to here, you can contact me personally and I can solve your individually doubts also through Zoom or any other way. Thank you.